How is it going, everybody? You're watching Then About Tech. So apparently the iPhone 15 is full of problems and issues and a lot of people are not recommending it. But is that true? Well, let me answer that. So if you follow tech-related YouTube channels, blogs, web pages, and Instagram accounts, you have definitely seen a lot of content on this. So posts, videos, articles saying that the iPhone 15 is full of problems. It's overheating all the time, the build quality is not so good, so it's actually super fragile, and many other problems. So let me go ahead and answer that based on science and facts, and you see that it's not exactly what most people are saying, but it's not 100% good either. We have some issues here. So let's go ahead and let me answer exactly what you need to know. First off, let's talk about overheating. And we gotta make things very clear because many websites and, as I said, Instagram accounts and YouTube channels and everything like that, they're saying that the iPhone 15 has an overheating issue, and that's not true. Because when they say iPhone 15, you think about the whole lineup, the 4 devices, but that's not what's going on. This overheating thing is exclusive to the iPhone 15 Pro series, so the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. So the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, they don't have that kind of problem. On top of that, it's not every single iPhone 15 Pro. For example, I've been using my 15 Pro Max since day one. I was there on day one getting this iPhone in Cupertino, and as you know, my usage is pretty intense, right? Because I record videos, always a ton of light in the studio, sometimes I get very hot. I live in a hot place, I live in Brazil, and I'm always constantly resetting my iPhone and everything like that, so I'm pushing it to the limit all the time, and I have never had a problem related to overheating. It has never overheated. And you can trust me when I say this because I wanted it to overheat because I wanted to create videos for you and I wanted to create content showing that it was overheating, but it never did. So keep that in mind. It's not every iPhone 15 and it's not even every iPhone 15 Pro. On top of that, this issue was fixed. It was patched. Apple released iOS 17.0.3 specifically to fix overheating problems, especially in the iPhone 15 Pro series. And I do say especially because you may say, yeah, but I have a 15 Plus or a normal 15 and I've had issues with overheating. And that's correct, but it has nothing to do with the device itself, with the iPhone itself. iOS 17 had overheating issues. I created a video here on the channel where I teach you how to fix this issue because a lot of people with old iPhone 11s were having overheating problems as well. So again, it has nothing to do with the iPhone but with iOS itself, and this was also fixed. So then, case closed, you don't have to worry about this at all, regardless of the iPhone that you have, okay? Now, still on this topic, many people were saying that the way Apple would fix this overheating issue with the iPhone 15 Pro series was by actually throttling the performance, throttling the processor. Because the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, they have the A17 Pro processor, the new processor, and they were saying that this was the cause. It was too powerful, and because of this, it was overheating, and then they were gonna make it slower, right? Slow down the processor, and then they would fix the issue. But then this is not a thing either because there were some tests, and I'm gonna put it on the screen and down below as well in the description, and those tests actually proved that even after updating to iOS 17.0.3, so the software update that fixed the issue, the performance was the same. So benchmark tests were exactly the same, so no problem at all. And of course, many tests were conducted after iOS 17.0.3 and proved as well that overheating was done. So no overheating in the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, no throttling either, so we got the great performance and no overheating. So as I said, case closed, let's move on. This is no longer an issue. Now let's talk about the fact that the iPhone 15 was supposedly fragile. And again, very important to explain this. So, there was no problem at all with the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, the same story with overheating. This is again specifically to the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, because the normal 15 series they use the exact same chassis as the previous generation. So the iPhone 14 series and 13 series, the same aluminum chassis, same material, same structure, so they don't have a problem with being fragile at all. So don't worry about that. If you've had any of those previous iPhones, the iPhone 15 will be exactly the same. Now, the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, once again, let's talk about being fragile. And the thing is, some YouTubers and some websites tested, did some drop tests and bend tests on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, and they realized that it was actually fragile, it would break, and things like that. But the thing is, those were not scientific testings. Those were not controlled testings. As a matter of fact, and I have here the sources, so Consumer Reports and all state protection plans, they have actually conducted scientific and controlled testings using machines and everything like that, the same way they've been testing with the same method, the same scientific method they've been doing for years. And they realized that it's not fragile at all. There's no problem at all. And the iPhone 15 Pro series is right there with the same resistance as the other premium high-end smartphones from Samsung and so on. So there's no such thing of the iPhone being fragile. Again, this may have happened because those YouTubers and websites that actually tested this, they just wanted to break it. And it's funny because Consumer Reports actually said that if you want to break your phone, being iPhone or not, you will be able to. And that's exactly what they were trying to do. They were trying on purpose to break the phone on an uncontrolled, not scientific at all test. And most of those people, they don't like Apple. So doing that kind of content, it's great for them. They hate Apple and they wanna keep hating Apple, okay? This is science, and what they're doing is not science. They are biased and they're not really doing a good job. But then there is one problem. There's actually something that is very, very frustrating about this whole situation with the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. And that's the fact that Apple chose titanium as the frame material here on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, because in theory, it was a better material, a more premium material, a material that should dissipate heat better, dissipate shocks better, be more resistant, and that's not what we're seeing. So even though, as I said, the overheating issue is fixed, and the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max are not a fragile iPhone, but they should be better. They should be colder, actually, than older iPhones. They should actually be more resistant than the competitors, than other flagship Android phones, like I mentioned. And what we're seeing here is they're not. This may not be an issue, this may not be a flaw, but it's just not true. Using titanium on the iPhone didn't make it better. So what we're seeing here is a promise, a marketing thing that didn't actually come to life. And the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, it's just not a better iPhone because of it. It actually created this whole thing. And as a matter of fact, we have even more problems related to the titanium use. So in theory, it should be better with fingerprints. So as we know, stainless steel is very bad with fingerprints. You touch it and it's full of fingerprints, stained and everything like that. But titanium is the same. It has the same problem. Same thing with scratches. It's very bad with scratches unless you get the natural titanium like this one or the white one. If you get the black or blue, those are painted. So then if you have any slight scratch, it's gonna show underneath the lighter color. So it's gonna show underneath that almost white color coming from this, and it's gonna look very bad. So again, I wouldn't say titanium is a problem, but it just didn't make the iPhone better. And this is just kind of a bummer because it created this whole thing on us, this expectation about this new material, and then we just see that it's pretty much just like before, and it has some issues as well. The only good thing about it is that it's light. That's a good thing. It's definitely lighter. If you can compare it, not with the numbers, but feeling in your hands. So the Pro Max, the 15 Pro Max, is actually about the same weight as the 14 Pro. So you get the big phone, but with a lighter feel. So that's the only advantage I see with using titanium. And of course the look, which the look is really good. But All the other advantages, I don't know. I don't know if Apple implemented it really well. If it was a marketing thing, I don't know, but I have to be 100% honest and clear with you. So, to wrap it up, no, there are no problems with the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. It doesn't overheat, it's not fragile, you can buy it if you want it, no problem at all. It has other problems, you can say, not having new stuff. It's not really big evolution over the 14 Pro Max. I do agree with everything you can say about this, but it doesn't have problems and there's a lot of misinformation going around. So, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye guys.